It is suitable for general family viewing.
Hi and welcome to another episode of KILIMO Diaries. My name is Violet Duty and today's episode is quite special. This is because the farm that we're in, you see how beautiful it is. This farm has been taken care of by kids with disability, or rather persons with disability. And this is not the only thing that they're taking care of. There's a greenhouse over there. They have pigs, as in they've gone all out. And all this is because they want to be self-sustainable. And today I'm talking with their farm manager. He's going to explain to us how they were able to bring up this farm so that even the kids can feel included in everything that they do. Karibu sana.
Asante.
Please introduce yourself and tuendelee.
My name is Anduku. I'm working at Edmund Rice Center, Nairobi, as the project coordinator, socio-economic empowerment.
And the socio-economic empowerment, now it includes the farm as well.
Yeah, so within the socio-economic empowerment, we have parents empowerment, youth empowerment, and children with special needs. When I talk about the youth, I'm talking about the siblings to the children with special needs.
Okay. So today our interest is about the farm. The first time we came here, we saw the farm is quite healthy, everything is quite good. When did you start involving the kids in the farm?
So to start off, the farm started in 2020, November. So we have been in operation for about 2 years. Yeah, and we have been, the main purpose of the farm is to have it as a demo site for the children to learn more about farming, urban farming for that case, and the community to use it to learn, as well as to feed the center, because the center, the special kids, they usually consume fresh vegetables from the farm, the pork, and also poultry for the Muslims who do not consume pork. So we have been in operation for 2 years, as I've said. So we usually have children with special needs who learn from preparation of nursery to planting of different vegetables from the greenhouse, the open field, managing the pigs, and also the poultry, which we'll have a chance to see later. So they have been trained on how to manage the crops from planting, weeding, harvesting, and everything.
Now before we go to the technicalities, because I know George is going to explain us all about the technicalities, my main question is, how or what impact has it that you've included the kids in the farming, and what do you say they have learned in farming for themselves?
Thank you. So as you know, this center is the main focus is a child with disability. So within that household, we have the parent who is part of the projects we have. We have the sibling who is also initiated in different activities. So the main purpose of the farm was to ensure that all these members of the household get an opportunity to learn about urban farming, because as you know, all our main beneficiaries, they come from Kibera slum, whereby the spacing within the households are very limited, so they don't have a chance to practice urban farming. So the farm, we use it for demo sites to ensure that it's open to the community, and the entire household of the child with a disability, they are able to come, learn from the space and platform we have provided for them. They are able to learn different urban farming techniques, like utilizing the small space to maximize the produce and the profit. So the Edmund Rice Center farm is used to feed the children at the center on a daily basis, as well as serve the community, whereby we sell to sustain the farm, as well as to pay the casual laborers who manage and take care of the farm from Monday to Sunday.
Okay, thank you so much for the information about the farm. I think now we can get into the technicalities now that we know all about the kids being involved, and then we can go on from there. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
So we've talked with Anne is the project coordinator. She told us about the farm being brought up, how she's involved with the kids, but now we're going to understand about the technicalities, because remember, this farm, kids with disabilities are the ones who are taking care of it. So what different mechanisms are they using to ensure that the kids and the plants are safe at the same time? And that is why I'm talking to George. I know him as George, but I'm going to let him introduce himself so that he can continue and learn more about the farm here at Edmund Rice Center. Karibu sana.
Asante sana. So first of all, karibuni sana tena. We are privileged to have you again.
Yes.
So my name is George. I coordinate special needs education, and apart from that I also have interest in farming. That is the reason as to why we came up with this farm back in 2020 November for two purposes, as I've been told by my colleague Anne. Number one was to supplement the nutrition part of the center, and then secondly was to give children opportunity to learn skills. Now that we knew that children in the vocational class, some of them had no interest in the kind of activities that we were involved in by that time. So we wanted to give them an environment where they could prosper and have more opportunity to understand more skills. That is now when we came up with the issue of the farm.
Yes. Now I've seen quite a number of things here at the farm. What exactly do you have here?
So at the farm we have two sections. Number one, we have animal husbandry, where we do piggery. We have the piggery unit, we keep kids, we keep the pigs. And then secondly, we have the bird section, where we have the chicken, we have the turkey, and then we have the turkey. Yes.
Wow, okay.
And some ducks down there. So this other side, we have crop production. Crop production we do in two sections. We have the greenhouse, and then we have the open field, as where we are standing. Yes.
Now, if we get into the technicalities of the farming bit, we know that the kids with disabilities, some have other issues that may affect them when it comes to dealing with fertilizers and stuff like that. How do you ensure that the kids can deal with this and also their crops can get the nutritional value they need?
So first of all, we want to do away with the issue that somebody with disability cannot handle something. We are saying that people with disability, they have a skill. They are talented in one way or the other. So first of all, we are looking at the special education. We are saying that these children, what they undergo is what we call the stage-based level, but not age-based. So within the farming section, there are others who show interest. There's somebody who might have interest in farming, but will not have interest in catering. So that person who have interest in farming, we take them through a very long kind of a program where they will be taught how to handle the animal and how to handle the plants, the management practices. So the issue that somebody who with disability might have problems with handling those kind of things is not there. Because the other time we talked about the two P's, the persistence and then the patience. So that patience that we have with them, after a short time, they will be able to undertake that. As you are seeing, the vegetables that are here have been undertaken by them with the supervision from somebody from somewhere. So if they had a disability as per se, as we see it, the neurotypicals, this kind of kales and the vegetation could not have been here.
True.
So there is something that they can.
Okay. So when it comes to farming, is it that the kids who still do the ile kuchimba kupanda kuweka kwa mchanga, are they the ones who do everything?
What we say that they don't really engage in is that the primary cultivation, the opening of the virgin land, that is helped by the farm manager who is around. Then after that, now when we come to the secondary cultivation, where we have the breaking of the clods, making them to be softer, ready for planting, they are engaged.
You let them do everything.
Right from the preparation of the nursery.
Okay. And so how many times do they come to the farm, and at what time do you decide, and now we go remove the kales and just fresh?
So according to the program, they come to farm twice in a week. That is morning hours, the whole day. So that is scheduled for that. There is other days that they do catering, those who would like to do catering. There are other days that they go for beadwork. But farming, we have scheduled to have it Tuesday and Thursdays.
Every morning for 2 hours. Wow. When they come to the farm, I can see that you've segmented it the way you've even said that you have the greenhouse that has other products and the piggery that have other products. How do you differentiate that this child is good at the crop section and this one is good at the animal husband?
So it depends with the interest. First of all, what we do, we expose them to all the activities that we have in the center. So as time goes by, like for example, if we expose them to those activities, we give them a timeline of 3 months or even a year as we move on monitoring. After that, we'll now give an evaluation report indicating that this number of children are good at catering, this number of children are good at farm. Then we give them now permanent enrollment to those activities.
Okay, so the kids that deal with the crops can also deal with the animals?
Yes.
Okay, so we are going to take a short break, but when we come back, we're going to understand, so that their crops can be this healthy, what are the products that they use and how is their feeding, the irrigation and the harvesting system for Edmund Rice Center here in Kibera.
You are watching TV47, the home of untold stories.
My name is the Eagle himself, the Duke of Kakamega. Don't forget, guys, my name is the one and only, not your ordinary DJ. What's your name, baby?
DJ Lizney.
You never know who we're going to be bringing. We could be bringing your favorite politician. We could be bringing your favorite YouTuber, content creator, celebrity. 7:30 every Wednesday. Mugu, mzee.
But those are facts. I am talking facts. Those are things that happened.
Dr. Fueneke, save me from this one. All of them live on Dr. Very tonight. That is the test of success.
Kaluma King Herbal Lozenges zinazo nguvu maradufu kutuliza kikohozi, vidonda vya koo na mafua. Kaluma King ni shwari.
Chika mama huyo muharifu kaiba kuku zangu, vifaranga wangu na mayai zote pia kabeba. Aya, chika mama huyo.
Maumivu yakizidi, muone daktari. You are watching TV47, the home of untold stories.
Welcome back. For those who missed the first part, my name is Violet Jackie and I'm joined by George here at the Edmund Rice Center. The unique thing about this center is that it's for persons with disability. Kids with disability have come here to learn different kind of specialties. And we're in the farm because there are kids here whose farm is their main or major interest. George has told us they deal with crops and animal husbandry. So right now we're going to understand the technicalities of how they've been able to get their crops and their animals to get to a point where they're quite healthy that they can use them for commercial and even house use. So George, when it comes to the farm itself, what kind of herbs and what kind of pesticides and feeds do you give to your animals and to the crops to make them as healthy and as green as we see them?
So just like human beings, even the animals and the crops require regular maintenance.
Yes.
So when we come to the animals, the feeds that we give to the animal, for example, the pigs, we do machicha. Machicha are the remains of the fermented products from the breweries.
Oh. Okay. Interesting.
So we also give them the pigs, the machicha. This machicha helps in reducing the amount of fat. You can get to the butcher and buy some pork, you get that it has a lot of fat.
Wait, but isn't pork supposed to have fat? A lot of fat?
Not that much, to some extent.
Yes.
So we are saying that with us, we are reducing that fat content through the use of machicha. Then secondly, we use the pig finisher. Also helps in reducing the machicha. Then we also do the winners to the piglets. That is now the kind of the feed that we use. We also have the kitchen refuse that we also give to the pigs.
And what about to the poultry?
To the poultry, we buy food from the agrovets. We have, depending with the sizes. Like when they are young, we give the chick mash, we have the growers, we have the layers and the growers, yes.
Okay. Now, when you come now to the crop side, you use different kinds of pesticides?
Yes, we do. Because the pests must be controlled. So we use both chemical and then we use both biological, like the push and pull. Like you are going to see in the urban farming that we started.
Yes.
You will see that spiral, the staircase, we have planted different types of crops depending on the pesticides. Like for example, at the topmost part, as we are going to see in the urban farming, we are going to see that we have planted the onions. Even here in the farm, there are some beds with the onions.
Yes,
so the onions help. There is a kind of a pest control that we call push and pull. So there are some plants here that will bring in the pest depending on the leaves. So when they get to that point, that onion will produce some kind of scent that will help to scare away the pest. That is what we are calling the push and pull.
Okay, that's a very good idea. Yeah.
So we are not really going into the chemical as per se.
Yes.
Then the second part, we are also using the chemicals. Like we use the thunder for spraying the aphids to control the pesticides. Secondly, you can see how clean the beds are.
Yes.
So when you make them very clean, you also reduce the chances of getting pests. Yes.
And is this something that you also teach the kids on how to control the pests?
Definitely, because they journey with the crops from the nursery up to the production level.
Oh, you ensure that they're in every step. Ah, okay. So, and I've seen something about, I don't know if it's, there's something behind me. I don't know what to call it. I can see there's a side with clean water and there's one with dirty water. What is that, that system that you have?
So this is a kind of a system that it came naturally. So first of all, when we clean the pigsty, those wastes come to the first pot that you can see from there. Then the other pot is the one that holds clean water. So through the gravitational method, that clean water seeps through the soil and then leaves the residue the other side, and clean water comes this way. So it is that clean water that we use to spray back to the crops during the dry seasons. Yes. So that is also help us in conservation of water.
And what do you use for now the dirt that is left out? Do you use it in the farm again?
That is now used as the manure. So the other side, there's a section there where we have the farmyard manure. We prepare our farmyard manure from the wastes from the pigs. It is the one that we use to plow back when we're using to plant.
Okay, so basically you guys are all self-sufficient. So when it comes to the irrigation, how many times do you irrigate all the crops that you have?
So we do it twice in a day, because the tank that we have here holds around 5,000 capacity. So we can only do it twice in a day because of the capacity. But we are planning to increase the capacity level so that even if we have 10,000, we can now be able to irrigate the whole farm. And it's the same tank that we are using to water the animals. As you can see, there are some nozzles inside each and every room of the pigsty. That is where the pigs get their clean drinking water from.
And I've seen that you've measured mostly with kales and spinach and maybe a bit of capsicum. Why is that?
So that one depends with the needs assessment that we did from the environment. So that most of the people around here depend on kales and the spinach for day-to-day meal. At the same time, we also use it because before that we were using around 15,000 as a center only for the vegetables. So that's the reason as why we decided to bring in kales and the spinach to help supplement that.
Okay. And since starting this farm in 2020 and getting the animal husbandry running and the crop side running, what are some of the challenges that you faced up or in between?
So one of them is water, because we don't have our permanent water. So we get it from the neighbor. There's a school next to us which have a well. So we buy water from them. The second thing is the issue of labor and market, because it keeps on fluctuating, the prices keeps on fluctuating. Like for example, currently we don't have tomatoes, so we are trying to look into the market. So we are planning to plant when the surplus in the market will be a bit lower, so that we can now produce, now that we have the greenhouse. So we can do the production all through the year.
Now, with all the ideas that taught the kids on how to do their farming, and I know that they go home as well. Have you taught them that they can start these farms at home, and how do you ensure that they can follow up on what they've started?
Yeah, so because we started with the open field, and we know very well that most of them come from the informal settlements.
Yes.
And within there, nobody owns a land.
Yes.
And we're not sure that they will operationalize the skill that they learned here. That's the reason as why we have moved a step higher to introduce them to urban farming, where we are now going to use these things like the marbles, we use the gunias, the sacks, even the old basins, the plastics that they have around, so that they can be able, even at the doorstep, you can be able to create a kitchen garden.
Now, as we even take a look at the urban farming method that now you're bringing out to them, what methods are you bringing out? The gunia, and which other one are you introducing to them?
We are bringing that staircase and the spiral where we are using the marbles. Yes.
And you're going to plant the kawaida crops. Ah, wow, you're teaching them to be ukitoka hapa nje niko na space weka gunia tuweke. And how are the children accepting, or what is the impact to them being involved with the farm life?
They really get interested. For example, when they see that something that they planted by themselves, then they see that this thing being sold, somebody coming to buy it, they see that cash. Or even at lunchtime, they sit at the table to enjoy the fruits of their labor.
Yes.
They are really interested and they really get contented.
Yes. And I saw that you also have their parents here as well. Are you also involving them in teaching them, plus the kids, about the farm?
Yeah, in the introduction part, my colleague Anne talked about socioeconomic empowerment. And socioeconomic empowerment has various categories. So this is just a component.
Yes.
So there are some parents who also don't like other activities within the socioeconomic empowerment sphere. So we bring them to the farm and they're also trained.
Okay.
Yes.
So as we gear up to wind up, what are some of the products that you will also want to introduce the children to learn to grow even as they continue to embrace the farm life?
So we have tomatoes that we consume. We're just training them to the basic kind of food stuff that we consume back at home. So we have the tomatoes, we have the capsicum, we have kales, we have spinach, we have the managu, we have the onions here are also here. We are doing some kind of the tomato, the sweet potatoes here. We have the bananas here. Yes.
So you've taught them anything, unaweza panda. Also, question: when you involve the children with the farm life and they go out there, do you follow up on what they do when it comes? Maybe so a child is very much interested in the farm life, and then now it's time for them now to live at Mudrise. Do you follow up to see if they were able to engage more?
Yes, definitely we do, and even currently we are happy to report that one of them, unfortunately, they moved to the rural area. So when he got there, by luck, the parent was able to get some funds, secure some funds from the CDF, and the guy was given. So currently he's running a poultry.
Wow.
And it's really doing well, poultry and rabbit keeping, and it's really doing well. And because most of our children come from informal settlement, we are now looking at a point where we will now give them a section within the compound, just to enable them establish whatever they learned. So they will be coming from home to come and take care of what they are doing within the compound. Because this one will also help reduce theft. Because when they take them there, sense of security is not guaranteed.
Yes.
So when they are here, we are now able to make a follow-up, and then the security is also enhanced.
Okay. And are you able to leave the kids on the farm without supervision, understanding that they will be able to put manure vizuri, they'll be able to spray vizuri? Do you leave them to tend to the crops themselves?
Not really, there must be a supervisor, because we know that they have different types of conditions. And some of them even have the epileptic conditions.
Yes.
So maybe they can get a seizure attack.
Yes.
And by that time they can even fall onto a djembe.
Oh, true.
Yes. Or even we have the trenches around here, so they might get hurt.
Okay.
So each and every time they are in the farm, there's a supervisor.
Okay. So as we wind up, what appreciation do you have of having the knowledge that I've taught this child to be self-independent when it comes to farming?
Yeah, we say that just like a signboard, we are acting like a signboard as a center.
Yes.
When you follow the signboards, even the road signs on the way,
Yes.
you will get to where you are going to. So we are seeing ourselves as the signposts, that if the children turn to, they will get to where they are. Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much, George, and thank you for allowing us to visit this wonderful farm that has been brought up by the kids here. Well, George has given us an idea on what the persons with disabilities, and especially the kids with disability here at Edmund Rice, what they've been able to do when it comes to animal husbandry and even the crop farming. You can see how great it is. I mean, today's episode was all about appreciating what George and the people and the staff here at Edmund Rice have been able to do for the children with disability by teaching them all about the farm life. And you've seen even urban farming. Because of the small space that they may have, they've taught them to grow food by themselves, and that self-sustainability. George, ubarikiwe.
Asante sana.
Well guys, that is all we had for you here today on Kilimo Diaries. Remember, talk to us on 22047, TV47KE, all social media platforms, Violet Jockey, all social media platforms. And as Edmund Rice always says,
give us opportunity but not sympathy.
Yes.
You can also get at us Facebook page
Yes.
at Edmund Rice Center, Nairobi.
yes.